How did the Industrial Revolution impact working-class housing? Have you ever wondered how the Industrial Revolution changed the way working-class families lived? The impact was profound and often negative. As factories expanded, many rural workers flocked to cities in search of jobs. This rapid shift meant that cities quickly became overcrowded, leading to a desperate need for housing. Unfortunately, this demand was met with poorly built structures known as tenements or slum housing. These tenements were often cramped and unsanitary. Families frequently had to share a single small room with multiple other families. Imagine living in a space where there was little ventilation, no natural light, and no proper sanitation. It was common for these buildings to be constructed quickly and cheaply, resulting in damp and unsafe living conditions. Shared toilets and open sewers were the norm, making hygiene a major concern. Water supply systems were inadequate, and waste disposal was often neglected. This environment led to the spread of diseases like cholera and typhus, which took a heavy toll on the working-class population. The harsh realities of factory life mirrored the conditions at home. Long hours in dangerous factories left workers exhausted, only to return to squalid living conditions. There was little to no government regulation to protect these workers. Factory owners and landlords prioritized profit over the health and well-being of their tenants, creating a cycle of poverty and exploitation. This stark contrast between the wealthy industrialists and the struggling working class highlighted the inequalities of the time. The wealthy lived in spacious homes, while the working class suffered in overcrowded slums. From a communist viewpoint, these living conditions illustrated the oppression present in capitalism during the Industrial Revolution. The exploitation of workers extended beyond the factories into their homes, showing how profit motives often disregarded human dignity. These miserable housing conditions became a driving force behind the rise of socialist and communist ideologies. Many began to call for collective ownership of production and fair distribution of resources. They sought to ensure that everyone had access to decent living standards. In response to these dire conditions, labor unions and early socialist movements formed. They fought for better wages, improved working conditions, and housing reforms. Over time, public health acts and housing regulations were introduced to address sanitation and living conditions. However, these measures often came too late and were limited in scope. In essence, the Industrial Revolution led to overcrowded and unhealthy housing for the working class. These conditions reflected the broader exploitation inherent in capitalism and fueled the development of communist thought, which aimed to challenge the system responsible for such suffering.